sky pierced the darkness, the silence broken. The earth was formless, the waters deep, the canvas waiting, creation's leap. And God said, let there be light. The heavens opened, the stars took flight. From dust to life, He shaped our hands. The breath of heaven across the land. From Eden's bloom to the fall of man. The story starts where it all began. The garden whispered with life so pure. Two souls created, their fate unsure. A serpent's promise, the fruit of desire. The fall of man through temptation's fire. And God said, let it be so. Through trials and love we learn and grow. From dust to life, He shaped our hands. The breath of heaven across the land. From Eden's bloom to the fall of man. The story starts where it all began. The ark was built when the rain poured down. A flood of mercy to cleanse the ground. A rainbow stretched, a promise clear. His covenant whispers, I am near. I am near. Nations rise and towers fall, yet His voice still calls through it all. Abraham's faith, the stars His guide, a promise eternal, forever tied. From dust to life, He shaped our hands. The breath of heaven across the land. From Eden's bloom to the fall of man. The story starts where it all began. In the beginning His love was clear. Through every trial He draws us near. From Genesis to the end of days, the song of creation forever praise.
All right, folks, gather around, because I've got a tale to tell that's part laugh, part, well, let's just say geopolitical comedy. Imagine a world where the leader of North Korea, Kim Jong-un, decides to play two different roles. The tough guy with the biggest stick and the ultimate travel agent. So there's Kim Jong-un standing on stage at the Workers' Party meeting, looking like he's about to sell you the world's most intimidating insurance policy. He's got his hair up just so, his uniform pressed to perfection, and he's ready to declare war on, well, not just peace, but on the entire concept of chill vibes. He says the U.S., they're the most reactionary state, the epitome of anti-communism. And I'm thinking, dude, you're making it sound like they're the villains in a 70s spy flick. He goes on, painting this picture of the U.S., South Korea, and Japan like they're forming the Avengers of aggression. But instead of saving the world, they're apparently just out to ruin North Korea's day. We need the toughest anti-U.S. counteraction, he says, with all the seriousness of someone trying to beat a high score on a missile launch video game. Now here's where the plot thickens, or should I say the plot diversifies into travel brochures. Just days later, our man Kim is at the Kalma coastal tourist area, not with a megaphone and threats, but with a camera, snapping selfies with the backdrop of beautiful beaches. He's like, look at this, comrades. We've got tourism resources so rich and diverse, even the world envies us. I can almost hear him whispering, come for the beaches, stay for the, well, let's not talk about the political stability just yet. He's talking about turning North Korea into some sort of socialist Disneyland where instead of Mickey Mouse, you get the stern face of the regime's propaganda. He's envisioning tourists flocking in droves for what he calls socialist cultural construction. I mean, who wouldn't want to experience that? Hey, honey, let's go to North Korea for our next vacation. I hear their cultural construction is just to die for. Now imagine this. Kim Jong-un in his military get-up one moment, then switching to a tour guide hat the next, leading a group of Russian tourists through Pyongyang. Here we have our lovely missile launch site, and over there, our new entertainment complex. Oh, please, no photos with the missiles, but feel free to snap away at our beautiful beaches. He's all about promoting these new tourism routes, like linking Mount Kumgang with Kalma, where you can hike in the day and dodge geopolitical tension at night. Protect our natural resources, he says, with the same passion he uses to talk about his nuclear arsenal. I'm picturing tour guide with one hand on a nature guidebook and the other on a button that might launch something into the sky, hopefully just fireworks. And the irony? You can't just show up in North Korea like you're popping into a local coffee shop for a latte. No, sir. You need a visa, an authorized tour, and a guide who probably has more eyes on you than the stars in the night sky. Welcome to North Korea, where every step is a guided step and every smile is, well, let's just say, carefully curated. So here we are with Kim Jong-un juggling missiles and tourist brochures, trying to convince the world that North Korea is just not the place for your next military standoff, but also your next holiday destination. Maybe in his next speech he'll announce a discount on both missiles and beach vacations, but buy one, get one free missile test or a day at the beach, your choice. In the end, it's like watching a bizarre reality where the stakes are as high as the mountains that you want to climb, and the plot twists are as unexpected as a sudden call for peaceful tourism. So if you're planning your next getaway, remember, North Korea might just be where you find both adventure and an unexpected lesson in international relations. Yeah, kind of lame, but it was, whatever. It was part of the news. Hang on. I'm a little warm. Let me slip into something a little more comfortable. Like my t-shirt. And as long as we don't knock the camera across the room, we're doing good. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. I have started, I guess first we'll cover this. I have started a project. I am going to, every night that we have a show, release a new song based on the books of the Bible. Tonight was based on the book of Genesis. The project so far is going pretty well. I have actually 4 songs already done. When I say done, I mean Suno made them for me. But, of course, I got to make the videos to them and stuff like that. So, I've got the second one, as far as the video, almost done. Number 3 and 4, I haven't even started on the video, but the lyrics and the songs are there. So, we're going to cover all 66 books, both the Old Testament and the New Testament. And if I feel a little bit froggy, after that, we're going to dabble in some Apocrypha. So I am absolutely mind blown at the results that I've been getting. Just absolutely mind blown. I cannot believe for the life of me that, okay, how I'm doing it, I'll tell you my secret. Not really a secret. I am using ChatGPT to write the song lyrics. And then I am putting those song lyrics into Suno with my prompt of the type of song that I wanted to give me. And then letting it have it. And sometimes it takes several tries before it gets the winner, you know. So that first one, the one you listened to tonight, Genesis, in the beginning is the name of the song. I just made it public. It's in its separate music playlist over at the Watchman News YouTube. It's in its own separate playlist, as well as the other, the following 65 other books of the Bible, the songs for them, will be in that playlist as well. I wanted to keep them separate from the other music that I've been making. So anyway, I figured it was a pretty ambitious project, and I'm really stoked about it. I'm at a total disbelief at the quality that I am getting, the lyrics that ChatGPT has given me, because I'm asking it to take an entire book from the Bible and to put it into a song. And, the song can't be 20 minutes long. So I'm actually really impressed at how good of a job it is at pulling out the important parts of each particular book and putting them in the lyrics. It's just amazing. So anyway, tomorrow night we'll have another one, and I'm looking forward to it. The one that tonight I got the song for the Book of Numbers and was astonished. I was astonished by all of it, not only the lyrics, but the song Suno gave me, and even the image that ChatGPT gave me, with one exception. You see these people like walking through the desert, right? And imagine this. And wait, don't imagine it. I'll show it to you. It's priceless. I'm telling you, it's priceless. Bring it up here. Now, I don't know if you're going to notice anything out of place here. The serpents. I mean, even the serpent in the sky, okay, well, we'll let that pass, right? But I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, that Moses did not have a 1-ton box truck to help move people for 40 days. I'm pretty sure. I'm not positive on that, though. So ChatGPT messed that up. But I got it squared away. I found another AI website that let me remove the truck. And so there's no more truck with Moses. So I saw that. And I got to be honest, it took me a little bit before I actually even noticed the truck there. Then I did. I'm like, really? So anyway, I did get it squared away. That will be the fourth one I released, of course, the Book of Numbers. And I'm telling you, I don't know, that one might even be my favorite as far as the song is concerned at this point, because it's pretty rocking. Everything that it did with it, perfect. So anyway, the monologue I did tonight was based on 2 different articles released by RT. And they're both true. They're trying to boost tourism, and they're trying to take a hard line with the United States. So I couldn't resist that. We got a couple other things to talk about this evening. We're going to go there with the fog. And, it's not going to be all like negative or nothing at all. However, I do want to point some stuff out. And then also, it's being talked about the Pope opening doors to portals. And, I guess they do that every 25 years. They open up the doors to the portal of hell, right? So, the one thing is different. They're opening one extra door this time. Oh, that must be the door to the portal of hell. No. It's just their ceremonies and rituals that they normally do. There's literally nothing to see there. But we're going to talk about it. Let me have a sip of coffee. Or 3. You know that I can't just take one sip. It's like a crime. So, let's start with this fog stuff. And it might be a little bit of a short show tonight. I'm tired. I am not staying up for the new year. No interest whatsoever. I'm 52, yo. Ain't got no alcohol in this house. What's the point? Not that that's an important thing, but I mean, let's face it. If you're not really celebrating, what's the point? So, after the show, I'll be taking my happy ass to bed and going to sleep like any other night. But I hope all of you have a great night, and please be safe. There is one thing that I am adamantly against, and that is drinking and driving. So please do not drink and drive. I beg of you. Figure it out. Whatever that may be, figure it out. Just don't drink and drive. It's just not worth it. It's not. Not only would it suck to lose viewers, but it would suck even more for a viewer to hit somebody else and they lose their lives or their loved ones' lives. So it's not worth it. Not worth it. I'm not going to go all BP Earthwatch on you and tell you not to do fireworks, because that's stupid. Sorry, that blows my mind. Every 4th of July and every New Year's, he has to go on today he was like, I'm not saying I'm against fireworks, and then goes into a spiel why you shouldn't be lighting fireworks tonight. So, cracks me up. People like that want to control things like that are ridiculous. They really are. Because I'm in this party, right? I'm in this boat. We've got a dog. I have no idea how she would react to fireworks. No idea. No earthly clue. But she ain't going to be out among them either. The cable that holds her when she is outside is literally control cable for airplanes. No joke. I guarantee you, unless that cable's about ready to bust because it's rusted and been kinked back and forth a million times, it's not going to break. Just not going to break. They have broke before. Why? Because the cable was rusted and kinked back and forth a million times. But I keep an eye on it, and there's no weak spots in it at this particular moment in time. I'm not concerned about it. If you are concerned about your dog or cat, monkey, whatever you're into, if you're concerned about them taking off because of the fireworks, be proactive and prevent it. Because this nonsense of just going around, don't be lighting off fireworks now because of the pets and the animals, they might run off. That's creating victimhood. That's it. It's not solving anything. It's creating victimhood, because then the people that didn't take the responsibility of securing their pets automatically, well, that's right, because BP said that you shouldn't be lighting off them fireworks because it's their fault. No, it's your damn fault. I don't believe in victimhood. I make a real crappy victim, I'm telling you. And I make an even crappier victimizer, because I've had many of those claims. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I've done plenty. But I've also been accused of some wildly untrue claims. And it doesn't typically go well for anybody, because I am an asshole. I wear that proudly. And when somebody wants to lie about me or on me, I will shove it square up their ass. And it doesn't fare well for anybody. Ask my ex-wife. So anyway, which reminds me, I was watching a video earlier of putting a shed, and this is totally off topic, but I was watching a video earlier of folks putting in a shed for somebody in, I'm not 100% sure if it's North Carolina. I think it is. I think it's North Carolina. And somebody that had been, I think they'd been sleeping in a chicken coop or something. They were getting their tiny house delivered today. which is awesome. That's great because a cold snap's coming. No, it's not the end of the world, but a cold snap is coming. And so I saw how they were delivering it, which was quite different from than when I lived over a few streets over. And then I was talking to Jen about the weird kind of machine that they used to move the shed from literally down the street, down the alley, into the alley, and into its spot. And then I went to go show her where the shed was located, because it was long sold, long time ago. And so anyway, I went to go show Jen where the shed was at, and explain how they had to maneuver to get it in there. And man, I tell you what, if they were complaining about the way the place looked when I lived there, and trust me, I had neighbors that could not stand me. Holy cow, that place looks like a dump at this point. At least by Google Pictures. I was like, wow, damn. I never let it to get looking like that. Once in a while, more than once in a while, but we would have kids' toys in the yard and stuff like that. That's a given, because, kids. But, man, there's like ladders in the yard. There's, just tires in the yard. Just all kinds of crap in the yard. Bunch of pallets. And it's like, holy crap. I swear I saw a tent. I think. I don't know. But I swear I saw a tent. So I don't know what the hell problem they got going on. But wow. And I mention it because I was the one that caught hell when I kept the place looking a whole hell of a lot nicer than that. So anyway, talked about the Kim Jong-un thing. Gonna go on to the fog thing. However, before we get into the fog stuff, and I've actually got two different articles here to actually confirm about people getting sick from fog. So I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I want to show you something else before we get there. Because this goes into the whole drone thing, and this goes into every single damn thing that the YouTubers want to go freak out about, right? Now, these are facts that I've kept up on for a long time, like since the 90s. And I periodically look at what the numbers are. And now, thanks to like ChatGPT and other tools, it's real super simple. So, I asked ChatGPT about the power of suggestion. And basically, give me statistics about psychology and the power of suggestion. So I want you to understand that whether it be drones, whether it be fog, whether it be your underwear creeping up on you, there are a whole hell of a lot of people out there that will make untrue claims for whatever reason that they have. And I'm going to show you. Per ChatGPT, use any AI or don't use AI, just use Google, whatever, verify this stuff, please. The power of suggestion has been studied extensively in psychology, particularly in fields like memory, social influence, and behavioral suggestion. Below are some relevant statistics and findings. Memory and suggestion. Number 1, false memories. Studies, such as those by Elizabeth Loftus, show that around 30% of participants can develop false memories after being presented with suggestive information. For example, in one experiment, participants were asked about a fictitious childhood event, like an example being like being lost in a shopping mall, and many came to remember it as if it had actually happened. Number 2, eyewitness testimony. Research suggests that leading questions or suggestive interviewing can lead to inaccuracies in 30 to 40% of eyewitness accounts. That's a pretty damn big number. Compliance and social influence. Number 1. Ash conformity experiments, about 75% of participants conformed to an obviously incorrect answer at least once when influenced by group pressure. Number 2. Milgram experiment. Although not directly about suggestion, about 65% of participants were persuaded to deliver what they believed were harmful electrical shocks due to the authority figure's suggestions. Again, not really related, but I read it anyway. Behavioral suggestion. Number 1, placebo effect. You've heard about that before. Roughly 35 to 45% of people report experiencing a positive effect from a placebo when told it will help, showing the power of suggestion in physical and emotional perception. Number 2, priming and behavioral outcomes. Subtle suggestions, such as exposing participants to words related to aging, have been shown to influence behavior. For example, in one study, participants walked slower after being exposed to such words. Interesting. And lastly, the last section here, lying or saying something untrue. Number 1, false statements under suggestion. Studies have found that under suggestive questioning, about 20 to 25% of participants will say something they know is untrue, especially if they feel social pressure or believe it is expected of them. 20 to 25% of people, almost 1 in 4. Number 2, social desirability bias. People tend to conform to what they believe others expect. Around 15 to 30% of participants may report false beliefs or actions to align with perceived norms. It's not an uncommon thing. Not even close. So, pardon me when I become Mr. Jackass, because I don't just hop on the train or hop on the wagon. Because this is something that I've paid attention to. I literally, ever since I was young, preteen, have been interested in human behavioral psychology. And I have spent copious amounts of time, all throughout my entire life, with the exception of before I could, studying such. This is nothing new. The numbers are higher than what they used to be by quite a bit. Why? Well, I've got to be honest here. We've got a society of attention seekers, narcissists, and what's the other word? Hypochondriacs. We literally have a society built on that. That's what a lot of the entertainment media is trying to draw out of people. That's what social media is trying to draw out of people. Got a dog that's chewing, and chewing is banned in this house. Huff at me all you want. Anyway, so I think it's important to cover that stuff before we go into this, because I know a lot of people think that my attitude towards a lot of this kind of stuff is just completely bogus. It's not baseless. You may think it's bogus all you want. That you got that right to your opinion. But it's not baseless. It's based on fact. There are a lot of people out there that will say things that are not true just for whatever reason they have. Sometimes they just want to believe something. Sometimes they want other people to believe something. And there are various reasons. And that's why I kind of laugh at, for instance, when you have channels like Bear that does this intel thing where people send him in stuff, and there's other channels that do that where people send them in information and it's first-hand knowledge and there's this and that and the other thing. Full Spectrum Survival does it a lot. And 90% of the time, it's so obviously BS. It's unreal. So, what do you do? What do you do? Again, the only way to stop this is to call them out. I'm not weak. I'm not going to avoid calling them out when they're doing something very wrong. It is very, very wrong to mislead people. That is like very wrong. I don't gauge things by who says it or anything of the such. I gauge things by right or wrong. That's it. That's the only labels that I put on things. Right or wrong. On people, good or bad. That's it. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what nationality you are. I don't care what religion you are. Are you a good person? Great. Are you a bad person? Stay away from me. So, and there are groups of people that automatically fall into the bad category. Just what it is what it is, right? I'm not going to become close with a neo-Nazi, as an example. You know what I mean? So there are groups of people that I will stay away from, but that's because they are clearly on the bad list. Is what it is. That's how I base life. That's how I base life. I have so much clarity with that. It's a lonely life. It's a damn lonely life, especially with today's society. But that's how I have clarity, and that's how I can keep walking true. Because I just look at those things. Are they a good person? Are they a bad person? Pretty simple. Is it bad? Is it good? Whatever. It's pretty simple. Really straightforward. But we have to be motivated to do that. We have to have the desire to do that. We have to want what's right. And that's where things get a little sticky. So anyway, about this fog. Let me have another few sips. This is the part where she walks to the back to go to the bedroom to do the illegal things back there in the bedroom. But she's still trying to get used to about the last 2 weeks we've been shutting the bedroom door. So she goes back there, looks, she's like, damn it, and then comes back eventually after she does illegal stuff by the door. Because she listens so well. I gotta pick on her. Best dog ever. So anyway, about this fog. It's a real thing. I can't speak to these current happenings as to whether or not people are actually getting sick because I don't personally know them. But it is absolutely possible, and we're going to go into that. Trying to get a couple of vapes first. Preheat, damn it. Can't wait. I'll have my flavorings in a couple of days. And then I've got the flavorings that were most suggested to make the sherbet flavored vape juice that I make. Oh gosh, it's delicious. Even with the flavorings that were second tier, so to speak, it was phenomenal. So, but I didn't have a lot of the raspberries, so now I've got 120 milliliters of each of the flavorings. Pardon me. Each of the flavorings coming, and I'll actually be glad, to stop vaping what I've been vaping here as of late. I love it. It tastes great. It's awesome. Evil's Apple Juice is what it's called. And I absolutely love it. But it chokes me. So, in full transparency, the apple that's in it, you're not really supposed to be vaping. There are certain flavorings that they give you a warning about. And the Granny Apple, Tart Granny Apple, is one of the flavorings that does come with that warning. So, I'm sure that's what makes me cough. The sherbet flavored stuff, oh, it's so smooth. It's awesome. And then the other stuff, I can't tell you normally what it tastes like because I actually got in trouble for it. As in, from the candy company, they placed a complaint against my Facebook profile, Mars Incorporated or whatever. There is a candy that we all know, most of us love. Well, it might start with something like Star. I don't know. But when you stick it in your mouth, you get a burst of flavor, you know? And there's pink ones, and that's what is similar to the taste of that vape juice I make. I can't say it because they get all up in arms. Like I say, I don't know if that ever actually is going to go away because it's a trademark claim, and it's like I don't sell it. I wasn't saying that it was their product or anything else. They're just assholes. So Mars Incorporated, bite me. So anyway, oh, this is awesome. Just had a let me love the post real quick. So on our local Facebook group, of course, I'm not going to identify the individual. Somebody had just posted 6 minutes ago. Like every year at this time, I make a post offering rides home from the bars. Please don't drink and drive. You're not affecting just your life, but the lives of others. So please feel free to reach out to me for a free ride home instead of a free ride behind bars. Be safe and have a happy new year. That's awesome. And, there may be less and less of those types of individuals in this town, but the reason why I stick around is because there are truly good people here. And that would be one of them. So, anyway, that's awesome. So this fog thing. This is from a website, WJON. I guess it's AM and FM radio. And it asks the question, could all the fog we've had lately make you sick? And this is what it has to say. It sure has been foggy around central Minnesota lately. It seems like the fog has found an area it truly enjoys hanging around. You might have even heard someone say they're sick of the fog, or did they say something else? Did they say they're sick from the fog? My wife wasn't feeling well yesterday, and she mentioned to me that people online were talking about how the fog was making them sick. To be honest, I gave an eye roll when she said it. Of course, I did the eye roll when she wasn't looking, but it got me thinking, can the fog make you sick? And it turns out, it can. I did a simple search online, and there are actually a few ways fog can have an adverse effect on your health. The first thing that can be affected is your breathing. I read a couple of different sites that echoed the same sentiments that people who struggle with asthma or COPD are likely to experience more difficulty than normal. And I can vouch for that. I don't have to wait for the fog. If I don't turn on the vent fan when I'm taking a shower, I have trouble. A lot of trouble because of my COPD. There are times that I didn't turn it on, and I've had to just open the door, turn the water off, open the shower door. We just got a stall. We don't got like a full tub or nothing. We just got a shower stall. And I've had to open the door to the stall with the water turned off and let some of that kind of die down a little bit because it chokes me. I literally cannot breathe at all. So I can confirm that. Folks who have cardiovascular issues can also find themselves not feeling well. One of the main reasons fog affects breathing is because fog can mix with pollutants in the air to form smog, which can get into your lungs, which complicates your breathing. Even if you don't struggle with breathing problems on the regular, you could still notice a difference and may start as something simple as coughing or wheezing. Another way fog can cause you not to feel well is because you are straining your eyes to see, which can cause your eyes to feel weak and your head to hurt. If your eyes are affected, that could cause your stomach to not feel good too. You could feel nausea or even vomiting if your eyes are strained. This could be a sign of a bigger issue with your eyes than you may want to get checked with an eye doctor. So yeah, can it make you sick? Absolutely. In fact, the first article that I read on this subject was here, and it actually talks a little bit about a movie, but it explains something that happened in the movie and explained that it really did happen. It says here, the title, The Deadly Fog in the Crown, was real. here's the rest of the story. In Netflix hit show On the Royals, there's an unbelievable story about air pollution, but the Great Smog of London was all too real and still relevant today. And this was published like a year ago. As Netflix's The Crown gains popularity, more people are seeing an early episode involving the Great Smog of 1952. In this real-life crisis, thousands of Londoners died from 5 days of heavy fog laced with air pollution. 5 days is what I meant to say, of fog that was heavy with pollutants. Thousands of people died. So it's not a joke. But the reason why I wanted to go over the results from ChatGPT here is because we've got a whole lot of people in this country that like to copycat, like to be the center of attention, like to be hypochondriacs, just check off the boxes. And they can't but help themselves. Oh, I'm one of them. That's not anything abnormal. However, it's much enhanced today with the internet and social media. So, whenever you hear stuff like this, just keep those numbers in the back of your head that about 1 in 4 people are going to be totally lying. And about another 1 in 4 people are going to be misremembering things. So right there, you've got 50% of the people that you're not getting a straight story from. If you have any more questions about that, go do some research about asking questions to people after an incident, like the police asking people questions and stuff like that. It is highly common for things to get misremembered, for things to be forgotten at one time, maybe remembered another time, or maybe something that they thought they remembered right away, but then forgot about later. It happens. That's the human mind, and that's not anybody doing anything wrong. It's just what it is. So, whenever you hear this stuff, and especially if you see the media take off with it, and if you see social media take off with it, really start holding a grain of salt to stuff, because, you can pretty well bet at least half of the people are either misremembering or just completely lying to begin with. So, important to remember that, in my opinion. I don't know. I kind of like the truth myself. Alright, one more article here. Gotta have some coffee, some nicotine. Love coffee. And I love my socks. We got... I can't wait to love my underwear. We got a little loot for Christmas in the form of gift cards. So, as I said, socks were high on the list, and so was underwear. And so, I've got some nice, cozy Dickie socks on. Hey, that's the name they called it, not me. And I'm getting all fancy, yo. I'm getting Reebok underwears. It's like, other than Hanes, the only brand name that I ever own. I can't stand briefs. I don't do boxers. That's completely out of the question. I can't just let my stuff hang. It ain't comfortable. I don't like it. I like it to be up close to me. I like to be up and close and personal with my junk. You know what I mean? I don't like it just dangling in the under the will of gravity. So, what I currently have and had been using for years is more like briefs, and I cannot stand them because it's just, for one, I think they're a little too big as far as size, too big for me, because I did shrink a little bit, and they're briefs, so my stuff's always hung in briefs. I've got a weird body, proportion. I've got long legs, I've got long arms, and I've got a long trunk. But my waist is dinky. I ain't got any waist at all. And I'm talking about from like my waist to like where your leg technically begins, not your hip, but your leg. It's real small. I'm kind of out of proportion that way. No, it doesn't mean that I'm small featured. It just it means that underwear and pants can be a nightmare because everything kind of looks like high waters on me. So anyway, I mean, you all were dying to know that information about me. So let's go on to the Pope, because I'm sure he wants to know about it too. I'll be nice and not add to that joke, although it's very, very tempting. No, Mike, no, bad. No, the Pope isn't on a rope. No, he isn't opening 5 portals to other worlds on Christmas Eve. Fact check. And I don't normally run to USA Today for fact checks, okay? I normally don't run anywhere for fact checks because usually they're bogus. This is not so much bogus. So people are out of their damn minds. A December 17 Instagram post suggests something nefarious will happen at the Vatican on Christmas Eve. We've already been past that. Pope Francis wants to open 5 portals on Christmas Eve, a ritual that has never been done before, a woman in the video says. That's not true. It's done every 25 years. She goes on to claim the portals would allow fallen angelic souls to cross over into this world and come to Earth, interpreting the Vatican's actions in light of a dream she had. Text over the video states, Pope opening gates to the other world. The post was liked more than 400 times in 3 days. A similar claim was made on Facebook. R rating, false. The post misrepresents a ritual known as the opening of holy doors, which marks the start of a special period of forgiveness for the Catholic Church. You know, the Jubilee. The ritual has been performed since the 15th century, hardly the first time, and involves physically opening ceremonial doors for people to walk through. Not a big deal. They are not portals to other worlds, planes, or dimensions, and the 5 doors will be opened over more than a week, not just on Christmas Eve. As per normal, they'll be open until January 6th. On December 24th, Pope Francis will use a ceremonial hammer to open a sealed door at the Vatican to mark the beginning of the Jubilee, or a holy year. It's a special ritual, but contrary to the post, it's not a never-before-performed ceremony, nor will it happen at 5 doors on Christmas Eve. And it doesn't open portals to another world. Hopefully you understand that. Jubilee years are held at least every quarter century, with the last regular one in 2000, according to the Vatican. Popes can declare special ones more frequently, as Francis did with a Jubilee running from late 2015 to late 2016. A Jubilee begins with a ceremonial opening of sealed doors, signifying a pathway to forgiveness, a tradition dating back to 1425. A little while, according to the Vatican's official site for the Jubilee. Traditionally, the Pope opens the doors at Rome's 4 basilicas, starting with one at the Vatican on Christmas Eve and continuing over ensuing days. Francis's itinerary for the upcoming Jubilee year starts with the Holy Door at the Vatican on December 24th, then continues to include more doors through January 5th, 2025. The upcoming year will include one first of its kind moment. The Vatican says Francis's plan to open a 5th Holy Door, December 26th, already been done, at Rome's Rebibbia prison, will be the first time a pope does so at a penal institution. The doors remain open throughout the Jubilee year, with pilgrims flocking to the basilicas in Rome to pass through them. Walking through the doors is a symbol of choosing to follow Jesus, according to the Vatican. The Pope uses a ceremonial hammer to open each holy door. USA Today previously debunked a post that falsely claimed a hammer from a prior jubilee was actually used for a formal process for determining if the Pope was dead. People would just make up the most nonsense. USA Today reached out to social media users sharing the claim for comment, but did not immediately receive responses. I wonder why. It's insanity, folks. And again, I take you back to what I discussed early on with the statistics from ChatGPT. And you get something started, you add that power of suggestion, and then next thing you know, everybody's seen it, experienced it, or knows somebody that did. And it's ridiculous. And that's the only thing I can tell you on that, is just take stuff like that with a grain of salt. If you see a society running with stuff and the media getting behind it and social media being behind it, really take stock in it. Because just believing everything because you want to feel a certain way is mental. I'm going to be just straight up honest. It's mental. And I would recommend getting that checked out. Plain and simple. We shouldn't be trying to lead on events that happen with stuff that's not true. That's not healthy for yourself, it's not healthy for anybody else, and it's surely not healthy for your relationship with the Father. Not even a little bit. And the Father despises liars. And liars covers an awful wide range of things, even those little white ones. That's a fact. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're going to ask your lady to marry you, and she happens to see you put something in your pocket and asks you what it is, and it happens to be the ring, and you tell her, I don't know, it's condoms, or whatever it is that you tell her, that might not be the right approach. Then, you know, I'm pretty sure that the Father's not going to banish you to hell for that. But constantly exaggerating stories or just completely telling tall tales, even if you're just repeating something that you've heard somebody else say, you got to be careful of that. And it's something that every one of us have done throughout our lives. There's nobody that I know of that's innocent through that. No one. It takes really wanting that connection with the Father and really not wanting to screw that up to put a complete stop to it. I won't lie even a little bit. I won't lie for myself. I won't lie for Jen. I won't lie for any of you. I won't lie for anybody. It is not worth my relationship with the Father. It just is the way it is. I haven't seen my kids since 2013. Right? And I'm not saying the Father took them away from me. But he damn well didn't intercede and prevent it either. So, and I was doing some pretty screwed up stuff around that time period. And so I'm not going to make that mistake again. Not. I am a pretty lame duck at this point in time in my life. I am like really lame. Like I said early in the show. After I shut the show off, I'm going to bed. I'm not staying up. Don't have any alcohol in the house. Actually, I think there's some Bud Lights or something in the fridge. Maybe 2 or 3 cans that somebody had given me like well over a year ago. So, and the reason why I took them isn't to drink them, to use them to barbecue with. So, and I still haven't used them. So, but I will eventually. The neighbors, they were really, really awesome. They gave us, it's not a Blackstone brand, but it's the same thing. It's one of the griddle things that's like the Blackstones. And I haven't used it yet. We've got to get propane. I can't wait to use that sucker. I can't wait to use the other grill that we got. We got to use it like 2 or 3 times and the tank ran out. And so I can't wait to get that filled so we can. But I'll be out there. I'll go out there freezing cold and cook something. I don't care. Need to get that propane filled. So anyway, I don't got anything else. I'm ready to go to bed. Get up in the morning, finish up the second song for the Bible series, and then probably do up 3 and 4 throughout the day. Get ahead as possible. So I'm kind of like that. So anyway, I am gonna get out of here. Please have a safe night. Have fun, but be safe. Please don't drink and drive. I'm begging you, please. And I don't beg people nothing. I'm begging you. Please don't drink and drive. Have fun though. Have a ball. Think of me for a moment through your fun havings. I'm lame. So, I don't know. Drink one for me, I guess. Give out one hoot and holler, whatever it is that you do. I would surely appreciate it. I'm out of here. I hope you all have a blessed evening and a blessed New Year day, and we will see you tomorrow night. So I hope you all have a good one. Shalom.